Okay. Hello everyone, good morning. Oke, mungkin sekarang akan kubuka dulu ya teman-teman ya. Di sini kalau dulu, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished Rector of Universitas Teknologi Bandung, Estimated Vice Rector, respected structural official, honorable faculty member, and our beloved students. We are truly grateful to good Almighty that yes, the special day, Saturday, September 13, 2025. We are able to gather for today international guest lecture with the time Agentic AI, the future of autonomous intelligence. This event marked an important opportunity for us to broaden our academic insight into the advance of artificial intelligence, particularly Agentic AI, presented by highly distinguished international expert. Okay, it's my great honor to introduce our distinguished guest speaker today, Ms. Swapnali Naik. Hello, Mr. Swapnali Naik.
Hello,
Hello. She is a computer science engineering with a postgraduate degree in computer science and engineer, and currently serves as scientist, the joint director technical at Delhi Center under the Ministry of Electronic and Information Technology, maybe, Government of India. With over 18 years experience, she has made a significant contribution in software development, training, mentoring, and managing capacity building projects in the ICT domain. Furthermore, she is the author of the Think AI, Book of Think AI, actively engaged in artificial intelligence and machine learning research, and served as the chief investigator of the Future Cell Prime AI Technology Program in India. Okay, today it's really honor have the with Universitas Teknologi Bandung talk virtually. How are you today, Miss Swapnali?
I'm fine. And
Yeah,
thank you so
fine.
much for inviting me for this session.
Okay, Miss Swapnali. Okay, with great honor, we can invite Miss Swapnali Naik to begin his presentation.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Mohammed.
Thank
And
you.
I'll just share my screen. Uh, am I audible properly? Hello. Hello, Mr. Mohammed. I'm audible
Okay,
clearly.
oke, udah bisa ini
My
presenting.
voice is clear.
Oke, wait.
Okay, so let me share the screen.
Udah ini co-host Bu Swapnali.
Sudah, Pak.
Oke, boleh di Swapnali presentation. Oke,
Is it visible?
yes. Oke, udah.
Okay, fine.
And,
So, good morning, everyone. And thank you so much for joining me today. And I thank all the dignitaries and the people from Bandung University to give me this opportunity to deliver a session on agentic AI. And I believe that this will be an enlightening discussion about the most transformative technologies which is currently reshaping the artificial intelligence landscape. Just a second. Okay. So let me start with something which might surprise you. That is agentic AI. It is not just coming, but it is already here. And it's absolutely exploding. And this is what I think we are all are witnessing, that what the experts are calling as future wave of intelligence. So welcome to everyone, and let's dive deep and explore today's session on agentic AI, the future of autonomous intelligence. And I think these are not just the buzzwords or the theoretical concepts, but they represent a fundamental shift in how we think about the AI systems and their capabilities. So before actually starting my presentation, let me take a moment to walk you through today's agenda. so that you will have a clear picture of our journey together. So the first will begin with the introduction to agentic AI, where I'll stage or set the context by explaining what exactly is agentic AI and why it is so popular topic of technologies in today's world. From there, we will move to the evolution of agentic AI, looking at how AI has progressed from traditional rule-based systems to the what is automatic agentic intelligence, basically. After that, we'll dive into the key characteristics of the agentic AI, which are basically the guiding ideas that make it goal-driven, autonomous, and adaptive. Then we'll see how exactly or actually it works, breaking down the process into the steps so that you can, how you can imagine that how an AI agent can think, decides, or acts. And that is followed by, again, we'll see the core components of agentic AI. From there, we'll look at some real world applications where the agentic AI is already making an impact. Then we'll be discussing about the various frameworks which are used to build the agentic AI. And after that, we'll have some interesting session or small demonstration wherein I will show you how exactly you can build an agentic AI from scratch. That is not necessarily that you should know the coding or you should have a technical background. After that, we'll see the benefits of agentic AI. And of course, when you say that some technology comes, it often comes with some of the risks and the challenges. So we'll see all these challenges associated with that, like ethics, accountability, and so on. And finally, we will wrap up with the key takeaways so that you will leave with a clear picture and the practical understanding of what this means for the future. So I think by the end of the today's session, you will not only be knowing what is agentic AI, but also how it works and where it is applied and how it will be applied in various sectors. So coming to the introduction of AI, the agentic term refers to the autonomous AI systems that can make decisions and perform tasks with minimal human supervision. So basically, the keyword over here is autonomous. So we're not talking about the chatbots that responds to the prompt or the traditional AI systems, which requires the constant human interface. For example, you have ChatGPT or you might be using different LLMs. So you just give the prompt to them and they give you the response only whatever is being asked. That particular task will it get performed and give you the reply. But in unlike agentic AI, it can set the goals, it can create the plans to achieve that goals, and it executes those plans independently. So for example, if I give you the example of personal assistant and a team member. So you have an assistant, right? And you give some instructions to the assistant and he just follows those instructions and does your task. But whereas if you have a team member who are working with you collaboratively on a project, the team member will proactively see the deadlines or try to achieve it, will help you out, will guide you, and will contribute in completing the project. So another example can be a generative AI, that is our chat GPT or any LLM model. It can write you a diet plan, but agentic AI can track your daily food, remind you to exercise, and even it will order a healthy grocery items for you without you asking. So just see the power of agentic AI, that it is completely sharing your load as good as some another human member is helping you out to do your work. So agentic AI, the another most important property is proactive and adaptive. So agentic AI goes beyond reactive AI, which is simply like which is simply response to your stimuli. But the agentic AI actively pursues the goals and the objectives. It adapts its actions basically based on that. It learns from the experience, and it is basically does not wait for any instructions for you to do. It just take it autonomously and does your task. And they can even anticipate the needs, generate the solutions, and autonomously make the decisions within the defined parameters. So let me give the example so that it will be more clear. So we all watch Netflix, right? So we use daily Netflix, and when the Netflix recommends you some shows to you, it is basically a traditional AI, that is normal AI which analyzes your viewing patterns, and it suggests you, recommends you some of the web series or shows or movies. But imagine if the Netflix automatically create the personalized and a playlist. It even schedules your viewing time based on your calendar. It adjusts your subscriptions even based on the usage. And it even coordinates with your smart home to dim the lights when your show starts. When your shows get start. So this is what is the power of agentic AI. So if all these things will happen, then that means behind it, the power or the AI agent is in action. So coming to the next slide, we'll see how this particular evolution of this particular slide is showing the evolution of artificial intelligence. And basically, it is comparing four major paradigms. The first one is process automation, supervised AI ML, generative AI, and agentic AI, which is now which is a wave of future intelligence. So let us walk through all this evolution of intelligent automation using an everyday scenario, because I think if I give you the examples, you can more relate to this particular differentiation different in between all these terms and the paradigms. So let us take the example that if on a e-commerce site, or let us say on Amazon, you want to track your order. So you will ask the question, where is my order? So let us take the first paradigm, the evolution of intelligent. First, with the process automation, everything follows a set script. So if the customer obviously inquires about their order status, a bot simply checks the order number in the database and sends the fixed template email with the tracking details. So that means there is no adoption. The script is just follow the process workflow step by step. So it will just go to the database and will send you a normal generalized email template. That is nothing but the process automation. After that, the era of traditional AI came, which is supervised AI and ML. So in this, obviously, the next the system uses a trained model. We all know what is artificial intelligence. So it is basically we are training on some the data on and creating the models. So this system uses a trained model to interpret the customer's message, and it identifies whether the request is of the payment or the return or the some order status. And based on that, it classifies that message and the customer's queries, and those particular queries routed to a right department. So suppose the grievance is about the delay. So the particular department will be I will be conveyed that message, and then they will reply, and the problem will be solved. But still, that response is not personalized or the dynamic. It is just a classification algorithm which will run, and the query will be routed to the right department for the further resolution. Now, coming to the generative AI, the same problem occurs. So when a customer message arrives, the system uses a large language model. You know all that, which is LLM. So for example, ChatGPT to generate a human-like reply. So it might say that, hi, your order so-and-so is on the way and it should arrive on Monday or Tuesday, something like that. So this feels more natural, right? But the AI will only respond to the prompt. It does not solve the deeper issue or the act beyond generating a reply. So generative AI is definitely finding out tracking it out and giving the solution, giving the reply, but it is only the response to the prompt. So whatever prompt is there, the response will be limited to that prompt. But when you take it as an agentic AI, you will be able to see so many steps are there. Just see goal, plan, act, reflect, and so on. So agentic AI, which is actually a true game changer, the agentic AI is to ensure the customer's satisfaction. So it will first set the goal. The goal is nothing but the customer should be satisfied and his problem should be resolved. So after that, it will create a plan. It will create a plan and it will check the database for the live shipping data. It consults the past purchase records, and even it can consider the ongoing logistics issues. And once it finds out, it prepares a strategy. The agent will act independently. So how will it act? So basically, if there is a delay, it contacts the courier, it notifies the customer, and it even might can issue the compensation coupon to the customer, which completely a human being can act. The similar way it will act in the same fashion. And for that, it also uses the memory of the past cases to adapt. So that means it will remember, for example, that this particular customer in the past events, whether he preferred an email or he preferred a phone call over the email, and afterward this particular agent will reflect back. That means, did the customer respond positively, or did the issue get resolved? So all these particular things, it will take the feedback in which will again it will store it, and it will help it to improve for the next iteration. So with each step from the process automation to agentic AI, as you could see, the systems are getting more smarter, more complex, and autonomous, and even the focused. So this is how we are, the agentic AI has been evolved through these particular paradigms. So when you see that the main difference between the generative AI and what you say, the agentic AI, so agentic AI is basically goal based, and generative AI is outcome based, output based. So when you give the prompt, it will give you the answer. For something else or for other resolution, you will have to give another prompt. But in agentic AI, you just give a task, it will itself plan it, and it will act it, and it will take some, what do you say, automatically will take the access of the tools, and it will do even all of your tasks. Like suppose you want to order a pizza, so agentic AI is going to completely take over it, decide what is the budget, which particular pizza you generally prefer, what is the timing, or whether it is weekend. So automatically it will even order the pizza, and it will even pay that to through some payment gateway. If it has access to that particular tool, it will automatically even pay the bill of your pizza. So this is the power of agentic AI. So you say that basically it has four key characteristics of agentic AI, which makes it different from any other system. So the first characteristics is goal-oriented behavior. So just now we have spoken about that the agentic AI systems are designed with specific goals in mind, which drives the action and the decisions. So these are not just the programmed responses. So they are strategic objectives that guide every action into the that particular system task. So think of this way, that instead of chess computer, which is simply responds to your moves, imagine an AI that sets out to win the tournament, or to look for the different games ahead, or adapting its overall strategy. So the goal is not only to respond to the next move. The goal is to win the game. So this particular goal will be there in the mind or in the memory of the agentic AI, and accordingly it will act. Now the second characteristic is autonomous. So we know all autonomous is nothing but acting or operating independently and making the decisions independently without constant human intervention. So in this particular, the agentic AI is so powerful in their ability that it will take the initiative. The traditional systems will wait for the commands or the triggers, but agentic AI will anticipate the needs, and it will identify the patterns, and it will act before the problem escalates. So it doesn't have to wait for the user or the human to give the instruction and then act. So it will take the decision independently. So autonomy is basically independence. The third characteristic is self-learning. So agentic AI continuously learns and improves its performance based on the feedback. And this is not just following the pre-programmed rules. Basically, these systems evolve and get better over the time. Just like human beings, we more and more we practice on something else, we have a self-learning capability, and that is why the more and more experience we have, the more we expertise will gain. The same way agentic AI, the more task it will perform, it will get better in the performance. So finally, we have contextual awareness. So these systems can understand uh, understand and adapt to the context, basically making the decisions based on the real-time information. So they just don't operate in the isolation. They are constantly reading the environment around them, and they keep changing. For example, you can take the example of smart home. In the smart home system, for example, it doesn't just respond to the temperature setting. It understands that it's evening, or it recognizes the family's typical routine. It considers the weather outside, and then it adjusts the lighting, the temperature and the security systems accordingly. So that is a smart home assistant, which is basically a contextual awareness. The context is changed, the action is also changed. So I think what makes this agentic AI truly revolutionary is because how these four characteristics work together. So the goal-oriented nature will give the direction to the agentic AI, and autonomy enables it, the independent decision or actions, and the self-learning ensures the continuous improvement, and contextual awareness ensures the what you say the relevance and the appropriateness. So these are basic main four characteristics. Now coming to the part that how exactly it works. So this is a bigger picture. Inside it, of course, there are different frameworks and different components at micro level. But the in the bigger picture, it basically works on these four stages. So first we have understanding, then we have goal setting, execution, and learning. So how exactly it is achieving that particular goal is nothing but the first it understands. So at this particular stage, the agentic AI leverage the LLMs or the machine learning to process the vast amount of data, the information, and then the AI gains basically the foundational what do you say the understanding or comprehension of its problem, that what exactly is the problem. So it has to understand it, right? How will it understand? We have to give the prompt to it. So once you give the prompt, it has to use the LLM, any LLM it can use to understand, and what do you say to decode that particular prompt, so that to know that what exactly is the problem statement. So once it understands that, it has to do the goal setting. That comes to the next process. So next is goal setting, in which the AI identifies that what objectives need to be met, and it devises the strategies to achieve them. It makes a plan, and this particular plan is it is multi-step and complex process. Agentic AI can solve complex problems, not very simple problems, because it will take that problem and it will split it into multiple steps and small steps, and then it will try to achieve those with the proper plan. So in the once the strategy, the plan is ready, the third stage is execution. So once the objectives and the strategies are in the place, the AI autonomously carries out the tasks of which will require the minimal human intervention. And after that, it keeps learning. So once it acts in the environment, it will throughout its operation, agentic AI will continuously improves by learning from the experience and interactions. So I think every cycle of action offers the feedback, enabling the system to refine its understanding and the task execution over the period of time. So I think together these all the four steps, which is understanding, goal setting, execution, and learning, it illustrates the intelligent, autonomous, and the adaptive workflow that sets the agentic AI apart from any of the traditional approaches. So coming to this core components of agentic AI. So in a nutshell, we have seen that it follows the four steps, but in this particular slide, you'll be able to see there are some different components that are responsible for performing some different tasks. So that is perception, brain, action, and agent. So you are able to see that action is present in the environment. So what is this environment? Environment is nothing but just something where actually the agent will work. For example, a vacuum cleaner, suppose it is an agent, the environment is the room. It might be a room or it might be a hall or something. Let's take the example of self-driving car. The environment is road, which will have some different situations which are dynamic. So agent is environment. You are able to see this environment in the leftmost part. This is basically where the agent will act and it will receive the user's request from the environment. So obviously it has to perceive that information, right? How will it perceive? So let us take the example that suppose I want a problem statement that will it rain tomorrow? And if yes, please give me an umbrella. This is what is the agentic AI which I want to build. So my agentic AI will decide that whether it might rain tomorrow. If it rains, it will directly give you the umbrella. It will order the umbrella for you at your home, or it will notify you that you have to take the umbrella, something like this. So it has to perceive this. So perception is how AI gathers and the process the information from various sources and the formats. So obviously the agentic AI has to perceive in the environment what it will perceive. It can perceive the data in form of text or image or audio, video, or any structured data. So in this particular example, the agentic AI will perceive or will sense the data from different sensors. It can also access the weather sensor data, the online weather reports, or the calendar or the location of that particular place, and even the past weather records. So all these things will be collected, will be perceived basically from the environment to the agent. Now, once it understands that what exactly is the problem, the next one is the brain. So brain is the major important driving part in this, where you will have different components. So brain is basically the reasoning, because see, if whether it will rain or not, that has to be decided in this particular component, and there are various different components which are used, which will help agentic AI to solve this particular problem. So here the reasoning and the planning will take place. So basically this is the ability to create a multi-step strategies. The multi-step strategies will be created to achieve the goals, considering various paths. So in this you will be able to see that it has a storage memory. So the agent recalls the historical patterns, such as how weather evolved in similar conditions. So it has a memory. Every agentic AI has a memory, so that it will be able to collect the past data and the historic data, so that it will help him to take the decisions. Then it has a knowledge, which is nothing but a stored knowledge, like weather prediction models or any external database. And then it also has the decision making, planning, and reasoning component. So basically, it will summarize the data, it reasons about the probability, it plans the response, and decides what action to be taken. So this complete thing and the strategies is being planned in the brain. And once it is done, obviously the next thing is the action. What action will it take? So the action can be in the form of text, it can be some tools, it can be even some actuators basically. So text means it will basically communicate the reasoning and the prediction to the customer, that based on the weather report, there is a high chance of rain, something like this. It can also use some tools, like it can what do you say, associate it or access the an API to order an umbrella. So it can directly can have the API of some e-commerce site, where it will directly order the umbrella, it will activate an alert, and it will schedule the reminder also, and that particular umbrella will come at your home. Or it can be a physical hands over umbrella. I mean, if it is a robot, so if it is a robot, it will directly hand over the umbrella, or it can send a phone notification if it is a virtual assistant. So the action is nothing but will be given back to the environment based on whatever the strategies or plans has been prepared to achieve that particular goal. And here, as you are able to see, that it is a loop also. I mean, the agent action after affect the environment, and the new feedback is generated, and this feedback is again stored in the memory. It will allow it to continuous adaptation. Okay, so this is a basic working, where we are seeing that agentic AI contains the environment. It has a memory, short-term memory, because it has to store the past what do you say, past events. Then it has LLM, and it has access to tools, which is not there in any of traditional AI or generative AI, right? So coming to the applications of AI, as we are able to see that how independently it is able to work. So these are some of the application sectors. I mean, the sectors where it can be applied. There are actually in all the sectors it can be applied, but I have discussed just few. So, for example, autonomous vehicles. We all know that cars today, like Tesla or Waymo, they are not just reacting. They are predicting the traffic behavior, and they are adjusting their routes. So this is agentic AI in action. So because the system continuously is learning, and it is adaptive in nature, it is able to reroute its own path. So it doesn't have to wait for the user's instruction. It is completely independently doing. So autonomous car is one of the agentic AI only, which has basically the combination or collaboration of multiple agents. Another one is healthcare sector. So agentic AI is transforming patients' care. It manages its electronic health records, analyze the medical images, and even it can suggest the early diagnosis. So imagine an AI agent tracking the patient's vitals in the real time, and it can send the alert to the doctors even before an emergency happens. So this is how it can target in the healthcare. Coming to the finance AI is powering the smarter customer relationship management programs or management systems. So it can automatically analyze the customer's behavior. It recommends the personalized financial products, and even it can detect a fraud detection that the human being can miss. So one of the another area is customer service. So these are the companies, suppose they are using sentiment analysis chatbots. So you know that they just don't give the scripted replies. The agentic AI in customer service can even understand the tones, the moods of the customers, and if the customer is upset, basically the AI can adapt its response. It can escalate the issue, and even it can offer the solutions proactively. So these are some of the areas where the agentic AI can be applied. Now, coming to these frameworks of agentic AI. Now, basically, what is framework is nothing but these are some of the softwares or the toolkits which is provided by various companies to build the agentic AI. So there are some no code tools and there are some tools which you can be used with the coding also. So once you have the background, you can even code it and prepare a agentic AI, give all the components to it and get your work done autonomously. So it is basically built on MCP architecture. So MCP is memory, cognition, and perception architecture. So that is again below the hood. That particular MCP architecture is used, but otherwise this slide will show is showcasing some rapidly growing frameworks which are enabling the agentic AI. So these platforms provide the building blocks, and it can scale the autonomous AI agents. So the first one you could see there are so many, and other than that also there are other frameworks, but I have just listed few of them just to make you aware, and or maybe to for you to know the names of all the frameworks. So the LangChain is there. You might have heard this, and many of you have worked on LangChain, which while developing any generative AI application. But LangChain also supports a flexible framework for building the applications which will combine the large language models with other tools, and which can create a powerful AI agents. Then there is AutoGen, which is very popular. So AutoGen focuses on multi-agent systems. So where multiple agents are independently doing their task and then collaboratively or integrated wise, it is creating or fulfilling some complex tasks. So that can happen. So AutoGen can collaborate multiple agents. Then comes a Crew AI, which is a design framework, and it can manage the AI teamwork, and it can distribute the task amongst the agents to efficiently complete the task. Then we also have Llama Index. Then we have MetaGPT. We have Jarvis. So Llama Index is one of the. It is all about the data. It connects the AI with the structured or unstructured data sources, and it enables the powerful retrieval research and knowledge management. So these are some different frameworks. Other than that, might be some of the frameworks are missing in this. But I'm today I'm going to show you. We are going to take one no-code framework, and I'll show you how we can build an agentic AI or AI agent basically. AI agent is independent, dedicatedly, agent which is built for the specific task. And agentic AI is basically the multiple agents working and making it as one system. So we'll take the example we'll use some of the framework, and I'll show you how to build an AI agent from scratch. So first, let me tell you that what exactly we are going to do. You can even do it along with me if you have a system and you want to do it hands-on. So I am going to create one AI agent, which is basically maintaining a digital repository of books for a library. Suppose you have a library and a librarian sits there, right? So generally you go to him and you request that you please give me all the available books on some category. Let us say I want to know all the books which are present in the productivity category. So I go and ask to the librarian. So instead of this, I am going to go and ask to my AI agent. So my AI agent will automatically retrieve all the book titles which are related to that particular category. And then it will send them directly to that particular users via email. So just see how autonomously it will work. I will just go and query to Agentic AI that please email me the books having the productivity. So it is, I'll automatically get an email. This is what we are going to build. And for that, I'm going to use one no-code framework, which is called as N8N. So this workflow is implemented using N8N. There are another various no-code tools, but I found that I can give, I mean, this will be more clear and easier for you, me to give the demo. So N8N, and it is an automation framework that enables the seamless integration between various services without heavy coding. We will need a LLM for this. So we are going to use the LLM of OpenAI. And we are obviously going to use the tools also. So we need two tools, which is Google Sheets and Gmail. So let's see how we can build this thing. So I think you've got the idea of the problem statement. The problem and the goal. The goal here is that if the user asks to, queries about the availability of books in specific category, the AI agent is going to email all the titles based on the that particular category which user is asking. So let me share my another screen so that we can see this. So let me one. So let me show you the screen, and my screen is visible. Is it okay? So as you could see in this, this is a Google Sheet which I have made, which is a book data set. It has various books and their categories. The categories are education, technology, philosophy, productivity. So there are some books. Now I will be using this Google Sheet in my Agentic AI. So the first thing is you will first have to go and create a workflow. So for that, you can go to, let me just see. You can go to Google and you can type N8N architecture. This is a workflow automation which is able to build your AI agent from scratch. And this is a no-code tool. So once you go there, this is basically paid, but you can use it for free for 14 days. So it is free for 14 days. So you can do some R&D with that. So before using it free, you have to go to get started for free. And here you'll have to fill all the information and you can get it for 14 days trial. So I have already signed in. So I will go here and you can go to sign in option here. Just a second. So I've already registered it for 14 days. So I've already signed in. So once you sign in, you will get this particular interface, right? So as you could see here, you can create your workflow. So workflow is basically the agentic AI which will work in various AI agents which will work in different steps. So the step-by-step procedure is basically called as workflow. Here I'll have to create my own workflow. So just click on this create workflow. Okay, then you're able to see here that this is particular is a canvas where we can build our agentic AI. So for this, the first thing is I have to click here and we have to create a trigger. What is trigger? Trigger is nothing but some action which will start our workflow, right? So the triggers can be something like click on a button, some script will run. That is one trigger. You can even schedule the trigger that daily at 6 a.m. I want to do this particular time. So that is on time schedules. Here, what I want to do is I will be giving a prompt. So when I give the prompt, I want that I should get the email on that particular category. So for this, I am adding the prompt, sorry, the trigger as on chat message here. So I have clicked on chat message. Here you have to make this chat publicly available. So you just have to make this on and no other changes you need to make. And then you can go to back to canvas. So as you're able to see this, this is a trigger which you have added. This is trigger means you can actually, whenever you will type the message, your agent will workflow will start. After that, here you have to create you have to add the agent, right? So you can go here, just click on this plus and add an AI agent. So you can type here. So this is your AI agent. And when you'll come here, just a second, I'm not able to see this because of this step. So you have to add an agent and just go to back to canvas. Okay. Once you add the agent, you will see here chat model, memory, tool, and so many things. Okay. First one is you will have to add the LLM into this because LLM is basically the brain of AI agent. Whenever you give any query, the prompt, it has to understand the prompt, it has to generate the reply, and it also has to what you say, plan the action and the multi-step process by splitting those into small steps. The complex problem will be split into small steps. So you have to go to chat model here, and then there are various LLM models like DeepSeek is there, and so many others. So we are going to use the OpenAI chat model because in N1, when you use this, you will get the free credits, 100 free credits for this. So for any other models, when you use, you need an API of that LLM models, right? So I will use here OpenAI, this one. It is telling me that I'm not able to see this one. So it is already saying that it will use GPT 4.1 mini model, and then you can just use this and go to back to canvas. So you have added this, right? Open chat AI model, right? You can even test this whether it works or not. So for that, you can go to open chat and you can just write hi. See, this particular workflow is running now. So it is asking me, this is my input, output is how can I assist you today? Suppose I ask him, what is your name? So this is my trigger. And right now, it is that particular query is getting passed to Agentic, to AI agent, and it is passing through it to LLM to understand it. And accordingly, it is creating the reply. So I am ChatGPT. How can I assist you today? So this is just a testing of this. Now, the next is we have to go to memory. So we have to add a simple memory into this. Just have to go add simple memory and back to canvas. This particular thing is might not be used in this application, but in the complex application, you need to have a memory so that it will be able to store the whatever the past events in the memory. Now the next thing is tool. See, Agentic AI has basically three main components: LLM, memory, and tool. So tool means how many tools, which tools you want is, you need a Google Sheet, right? Because in the Google Sheet, we have different repository of the books. And we need one more tool, which is Gmail tool. Because we want our AI agent to automatically send the email of our whatever books of interest. So let me go to these tools. And I will write here Google Sheet, because my data is in Google Sheet. So let us go here. Now, when it comes here, you have to write down here the Google Sheet accounts. Tool description is set automatically. You have to keep it like that only. Then the resources sheet within documents. Operation is get rows because you want to get the rows from your, what you say, 1 minute. You have to get the rows from your Google Sheet. Now here you have to choose that particular list. Where is that list? So my list name is book dataset. right? The name of that is book data set. And from there, I want to take the sheet 1. Because if you see in my Google Sheet, the sheet name is sheet 1. Just have to select and give this and go to back to canvas. Okay. You can even test it also. So you can test and from this particular execute step. So you'll be able to see that it will give me all the rows from that. So the connection is successful and it has been access to that particular tools. So if you want something like this, I don't know, I'm not able to, let me keep it here. Okay. Let me see, I will give a query. Select the books on productivity. This is what is my prompt. So just see, it has shown me here in this particular part, start with Simon Sapiens, like this. It has given me this. But actually, I want this to be sent in my email, right? So for that, I will create or add one more tool, which is Gmail. So I'm creating this Gmail also. Here, I have to set up the connection again. So credential to be Gmail account, tool description, I can keep it as it is. And message is also as it is. Operation is send because I want to send the email. You have various operations, but right now we'll keep it as send. Here I will give you my email ID so that the mail will be sent to this particular email ID. This is the subject. So I will write here books recommendation. This will be the subject of my email. My email will be of type text. So I will select here text. And what message I have to give is basically whatever reply which is being created through my prompt. This is what I have to give here. So for this, you have to give double quotes, and then you have to write $, from AI. This is one of the function. And basically, whatever is the reply of this message, you want it to be sent to my email. So you can just say here, test, send message. You can execute this and just say, hi, this is my first AI agent. And we can execute this step and it will check whether it is sending the email to me. So let us go and check in my inbox. This is my inbox. See, so I've got this particular email, book recommendation. This is my first agent. So basically, let us go back and do our work. Now, what I want is, I've already found out all the, 1 minute. So here I will write a prompt that select the books on productivity, any category you can write, and email them. So this is my prompt. This is basically a trigger. This prompt goes into the AI agent. AI agent will use LLM to interpret and to understand what is this. Then it will split that and prepare a plan or a strategy that how it has to be executed. After that, it understands the goal. Then it goes, it acts. How does it act is, it takes the data from the Google Sheet and sends the selected titles to my email through this particular tool. And for that, it can also use the memory for some past references. But around here, there is no past reference as such. So this is how is complete agentic AI, which is built in different components. You can still add some more tools into this. You can even build another AI agent and collaborate with this. This trigger is chat now. You can create a trigger on WhatsApp also, or a Telegram also, or something else that on WhatsApp you want to get these received. So for that you need to use another tool. You need to use maybe some different trigger. So let us run this. See, it is running this completely in the collaboration. So this particular agent has been executed, and let us check whether we have got an email. See, books recommendation. The books on productivity are so and so. So we have completely got, and this is how autonomously it has worked without telling. But the designing of the frame, by using the framework, the human intervention uh, is to organize this or task this, that what exactly it needs. So it has to provide the tools, access, the memory, and the LLM, and you can use any LLM for that, and you can still further increase it. This is how is the power of AI agent, where it is autonomously doing it. It is having self learning, and it is adapting and learning, and it is directly planning the what you say, hmm, directly planning and making the strategies. So LLM is, or generative AI is, a part of agentic AI, although it is different. So without that, you cannot use. This is the brain, and you can use any this thing for this. So 1 minute. So I hope you have got some understanding of how an AI agent can be built, and the same thing can be built by using uh, the code also. So coming to the last phase of our presentation. So we'll just see what are the benefits of AI, but because I think by now we have got some of the foundation. So the benefits is obvious. The first one is enhanced productivity. So it represents perhaps the most immediate and the measurable benefit, which I think, because suppose in a customer service, a traditional AI might help the human agent finding the relevant information and suggest the response. But an agentic AI system, however, can handle the customer's interaction from start to end. It can understand the customer's issue, it can research the relevant information, it can determine the appropriate solution, and it can even implement these particular solutions following up the customer's satisfaction. So the human agent is freed actually to handle more complex and sensitive issues. So human being doesn't have to spare their time in the repetitive task. They can just deploy agentic AI or AI agent, and that will completely autonomously do this, and they can more focus on some strategies on some bigger or more complex problems. Then comes the scalability. So obviously it is one of the most powerful aspect of the agentic AI. So these systems scale the operations efficiently without proper increase in human oversight. So you can deploy even multiple agents to handle the increased workload without needing to hire or training any additional AI. You just have to scale it. You have to increase the agentic AI, and they will perform the task of multiple human beings. So this scalability is particularly valuable for the organizations which experiences the rapid growth, or it has a seasonal fluctuations in mind. Like for example, in e-commerce company during the peak shopping seasons, the traditional approaches might require hiring more temporary staff. So in that case, with the agentic AI, the company can deploy the additional AI agents, and they can immediately have the access to relevant knowledge. Next comes the adaptability. So it is crucial in today's rapidly changing business environment, because an agentic AI system can manage supply chain operations. For example, they can adapt to new suppliers, changing the regulations and market conditions or customer preferences without requiring any reconfiguration, because it is adaptable to new situations. And then it fosters a collaboration, because the agents, they just don't replace the human effort. Basically, they work side by side with the people, and they enhances the team with the decision making, and making the workflow smoother basically. Next comes the cost reduction. So obviously, by automating this high volume and resource heavy processes, the companies can dramatically lower their operational cost, and while they can do bear and more and achieve the better consistency. And then finally, it comes the continuous learning. So agentic AI doesn't just repeat the past task, it gets smarter with every interaction. Through ongoing analysis and the machine learning, its performance and what do you say, the accuracy, and it keeps up the value. It keeps on improving over the time. Now, coming to the part which is nothing but risks and challenges. So we know that it has a lot of tremendous potential, but it is even crucial that we address this the significant risks and the challenges which are involved while building any agentic AI. So as we know, in traditional AI also we have the risks associated with it. So the first one is obviously bias and fairness. These issues represent the fundamental concern in AI basically. So AI systems can inherit the and amplify the biases from their training data, leading to unfair outcomes in hiring or maybe in lending or in healthcare or something. So without careful oversight, these systems might perpetuate and or even they can worse the existing inequalities. So this is one of the risk because having the biases will definitely can create the inequalities. Then comes the security threats. So this is another serious risk where the autonomous AIs in systems become attractive targets for the cyber attacks, and their decision making capabilities could be compromised or it can be manipulated. Because see, more and more autonomous or independent, there is a genuine concern about maintaining the what you say the security breaches. I mean, addressing the security breaches. Then comes loss of human control. So because as AI systems becomes more independent, there is a genuine concern about maintaining the meaningful human oversight and the ability to intervene when the things go wrong. And coming to the challenges, the ethical concerns go beyond the bias to include the questions about AI decision making in life crucial situations. So, for example, who is responsible when an autonomous system or a car makes an accident? So, who will be held responsible? So, all these ethics and integrating ethical concerns is a major challenge into this. Then comes even the accountability and transparency remains a major challenge because when AI systems make some decisions, it's often difficult to understand that exactly that how they arrived at those conclusions because it is completely a black box, just like deep learning or so. Accountability and transparency has to be, it has to be also seen is another challenge because making it hard to assign that learn from the mistake. And the account what you say the basically the key takeaway from this slide is while we embrace the benefits of agentic AI, we must proactively basically address these risks through the careful design. And we should have a robust governance also and ongoing human oversight because human intervention is required. We cannot make it completely independent. Otherwise, the other challenges will definitely arrive. So, coming to the last slide of this session, the overall conclusion and takeaways, which I would like to mention here. So, just to recap, we can say that agentic AI is revolutionizing automation beyond simple repetitive process by giving the systems true autonomy. So, setting the goals, making the plans, and adapting on the fly. So, as this technology reshapes the future of work, businesses must evolve their strategies and infrastructure to harness this. And of course, ethical AI development is not optional. It is essential. We must build the frameworks and the guardrails that will ensure the fairness, the transparency, and the accountability so that these powerful systems serve all the stakeholders. So, looking ahead, AI will continue to grow more capable, driving innovations. So, I think we all should commit to leading this transformation and building intelligent and autonomous systems that will not only boost the productivity, in fact, and but also it can uphold our highest ethical standards. So, the future of work is here, and I think it is agentic. So, this is all from my end and you can open for any of the questions as well. And thank you so much for joining into this journey into agentic AI.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Sarnelli, for so inspiring and comprehensive presentation and show an integration and at an ini with OpenAI, Git and Gmail for integration send a Gmail. Recently, and icon ini di-use for developer and what untuk automation integration di situ ya. Nah, we will now process to Q&A session. Distinguished faculty member and student, you are welcome to raise your question either directly with the chat box. So, any question? Teman-teman semuanya silahkan kalau ada yang pertanyaan ya. Nah, kalau tadi mungkin ini sama aku simpulkan sedikit ya dari bahasa ini. Tadi main integrasi nih ya, ada NX. NXN itu banyak tuh yang banyak yang pakai di sini untuk integrasi kayak LM ya, large language model dan sebagainya ya. Situ jadi banyak banget yang bisa diimplementasikan. Oke, kita coba lihat nih. Ada question for Muhammad Iqbal Jafar ya. Assalamualaikum. I will like to ask, is it both feasible and ethical to build an agentic AI system for judicial assistant? Oke, tentang hukum nih ya. That leveled retrieval augmented generation to get a relevant law and evidence, evaluate their relevance along with mitigation factor, and then draft a file transparent and auditable decision recommendation for example in traffic violating case so the judge can receive reasoning analyze complete with legal source and possible option rate before consideration. Oke, Ms. Wetmeli, for the response in question Muhammad Iqbal Jafar. Ada sesuatu.
Yeah, see, uh,
Oke.
it is both feasible and ethical to build an agentic AI system for judicial assistance that leverage RAG to gather relevant laws and evidence, evaluate their relevance along with mitigating factors, and then draft a fair, transparent, and auditable decision recommendation. For example, in traffic violation cases, so that judges can receive the response analysis complete with legal sources and possible verdict options. So I think we need to integrate we have to basically have some framework or the guardrails which have some governance and some standardization policies, which I think so that if that is included, then definitely we'll be able to, it is feasible. And if the ethical concerns are being addressed, uh, definitely we'll be able to integrate it.
Oke.
But so many global standardizations of AI rules, the policies, it is not still in place, and it is in process. Might be in few years, we all combinedly with each country will have devised its own regulations, and based on that, definitely we'll be able to do this more.
Oke, thank you, Miss Sapnelli.
Thank
Gimana,
you.
Bang? For respon Miss Sapnelli, Mbak Jafar? Mungkin? Oke, kita ke next question aja ya. Di sini kita for next question. For Ivan Milal, excuse me, I have a question. Agentic AI is designed to make its own decision and operate independently. On the other hand, humans still want to ensure that the AI does not stray from its intended path or cause harm. How do you think we can maintain a balance between AI autonomy and human control to ensure human safe and beneficial ya?
Yeah, this is a good question actually. What I think is AI agent cannot replace humans, and it should not replace also. It is only that it is helping us as a team member, making our operations efficient, and one should have the human intervention in that. It should not be completely autonomous. So basically, it is not a replacement of the human agent or the human agent, but it would be working side by side as a team member with the human intervention.
Yuk, Miss Sernel.
Well, thank you.
Okay. Before we officially to close today's session, let's escape to this special moment with a group photo. We kindly invite all participants turn on your camera. The committee will take the documentation together. Oke, boleh teman-teman semuanya di sini kita open cam ya, teman-teman. Sebentar, saya atur dulu galerinya. Oke, di sini ada berapa slide di sini? Oke, kita mulai dari itu ya. Alright. Nanti kita akan hitung ya teman-teman. Let's count nanti. Oke, let's count together. One, two, three, smile. Oke, next slide. Oh, next slide. Oke, one, two, three, smile. Oke, oke, sip. Dah di sini. Oke, mungkin di sini coba saya simpulkan sedikit ya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya teman-teman ya. Di sini, jadi ya alhamdulillah kita sudah ini bahwasanya tadi perkembangan agentic AI ya DLM di sini. Oh, oke nanti di-share di grup di grup pastinya. Di ini ya di chat boleh Bu Nelly sambil dikirim absensinya. Oke. Jadi kita lihat perkembangan zaman ya di sini bahwasanya agentic AI ini akan menjadi banyak peluang buat teman-teman di sini apalagi tadi ya banyak integrasinya. Salah satunya NI kan tuh banyak banget tuh akhir-akhir ini. Teman-teman bisa eksplorasi juga tuh ya. Tadi salah satunya Miss Fernelli itu udah demoin tuh ya terkait implementasinya juga di situ. Jadi teman-teman bisa bisa pakai provider AI yang community, bahkan teman-teman bisa build LLM sendiri di situ. Integration untuk semuanya juga. Mau teman-teman pakai NXN ataupun build from scratch ya, itu bisa teman-teman pakai Python dan sebagainya itu juga bisa. Tapi di sini apa? Kita lihat Agentic AI itu menjadi salah satu di sini perkembangan yang sangat cepat di era saat ini, apalagi dengan perkembangannya LM kayak ChatGPT, Gemini dan sebagainya ya. Oke, paling itu aja buat hari ini. Mungkin distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, this conclude today international lecture. On behalf of Universitas Teknologi Bandung, we would like to extend our deepest gratitude to Miss Webnelly Naik di sini for sharing her knowledge and inspiration. We also send thank you for Rector, Vice Rector, Structural Official, faculty member, and all UTB students for the participation. Your presence has made in this event memorable. Please don't forget fill attendance link by commit ya. As the session for SKM teman-teman di sini ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa isi presensinya buat SKM-nya. Thank you very much for Swapnili Naik di sini dan teman-teman semuanya.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sampai ketemu untuk di event-event selanjutnya. Kututup. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Swapnili Naik.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.